Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another brand spanking new video. I'm your steward of Metropolis, Supercliff, and today we'll be covering Harley frickin' Quinn, Make 'em Laugh, issue number 1, written by Mark Russell and drawn by Laura Braga. And our story begins in Gotham City during a doctor's appointment, though more specifically, a Dr. Harley Quinzel therapy appointment. For you see, all of Harley Quinn's pulled antics take time and proper planning prior to the execution, for somebody needs to keep the lights on in the meantime. And that's where we get into Harley's freelancing gig, where she drops the facts of life to her supervillain clientele, as such is the case here with Head Shrink. Later at the Gotham Metropolitan Museum of Art, Harley is hired by the museum owners to track down missing art that's been stolen during the past week. Harley agrees and immediately begins the search. After reviewing all the museum's security footage, studying the security, and heck, even dressing up as a security guard, nothing seems to show up until when Harley checks back at the museum. She swings her bat at the statue that we saw earlier, and it appears that this is no ordinary statue, nor a work of art, but the supervillain baddie, Basin Carlo, aka Clayface. Clayface morphs back into his regular poop-looking form and demands to know how Harley Quinn figured out that it was him. Harley tells Clayface that a statue never grows tired, and in addition to a prior visit, Harley noticed that the statue switched hands. So yeah, Clayface feels like a dumbass. Harley Quinn and Clayface proceed to duke it out, and although Clayface scores some solid punches, he eventually is defeated because plot. An hour later, Harley Quinn starts to interrogate Clayface, and though Clayface is not about that snitch life, Harley Quinn brings in one of his accomplices, the museum's janitor. Left with no options, Clayface begins explaining on how their plan came into fruition. Harley then asks the million-dollar question, who hired Clayface to steal art? And boom, as it's revealed that it was Harley's own patient, Head Shrink, who at the moment is hosting his own private gallery party with fellow criminals and supervillains, such as the Penguin and Riddler. Harley smashes through the party, and immediately a mosh pit ensues. Head Shrink tries to get Harley to stop as he's afraid of being embarrassed, and Head Shrink so desperately wants to be liked and respected by his fellow criminals. But Harley explains that museums are the one treasure hoard that is open to society, and that only by accident can a museum at times inspire those with goals and creative endeavors. This touches the hearts and minds of everyone, and in response, they immediately leave. Head Shrink feels bad, but Harley tells the big guy not to worry, for no one respects art collectors, but rather they respect artists. Harley Quinn, Make 'em Laugh, issue number 1, was a harmless, fun issue. The story's clever and comedic, which is exactly what you would expect in a Harley Quinn comic, at least on the comedy side. My only main criticism is the art. Braga is great, she has a style that fits her, and anywhere else there would be nothing wrong with that. However, I don't feel that Laura's style works in the context of Harley Quinn. Comes off too serious. Like, I'm expecting crazy shit. Bright colors with a Looney Tune vibe among characters. You know, Scotty Young style. Side note, how dope would a Scotty Young Harley Quinn comic be? DC, you make it happen and I'll check that shit out. But yeah, the art in this is unfortunately distracting for a comedic story. Harley Quinn, Make 'em Laugh, issue number 1, gets a 7.5 out of 10.